Hello everybody, it's me, Phoenix1278. I hope you are all doing well and living life to its fullest. There is a little known game out there called Vampire Survivors. That was sarcasm, by the way, everyone should have heard of it by now. The idea of the game is simple. You must survive, and that's it. You play as a character and beat your way through waves of baddies and through different levels, slowly unlocking different weapons and trinkets that will help you on your way to surviving. Each playthrough lasts about 30 minutes, not including the time you spend selecting your rewards, but that's only if you survive the level. Each level has a different layout, and after each playthrough you get to spend your hard-earned cash on power-ups that benefit every character's baseline stats, so you have a better chance of surviving with every playthrough you do up to a point. Got it? Great, because we're not going to be talking about that game. We are in fact going to be talking about some of its clones. They all play exactly the same as Vampire Survivors, but also have their own styles that I think are worth checking out. I must mention that you'll want to use a controller, and each of these games is still in early access. And I do own them, well, 2 of them, the other one is just a demo. So, first up is Army of Ruin. So, what I like about Army of Ruin is, well, it's fantasy, and I love the art style of the game. It's vibrant and colourful, the animation is smooth, and the character design is really well done, with different assets used for each of the levels. Each of the levels having its own individual feel, enemies, and an end boss. There are plenty of characters to unlock and lots of challenges to do. The weapons evolve with the help of trinkets, and it's clearly shown what you need to evolve each one. Just match up the weapon element with the trinket element and away you go. Sometimes you can evolve all your weapons, while other times just a few because of the RNG element of picking them up. However, you do get a chance to re-roll your level ups, so all is not lost. Plus, a playthrough will take less than 30 minutes, so it's easy just to pick up and have a quick blast while you're waiting for dinner to cook. So if you like the idea of Vampire Survivors but hate the graphics, then this game is a good place to start, because it's still only $4.99 and it's a great bargain. Up next is Project Lazarus. So what's to like about Project Lazarus? Well, it's mechs on strange planets blasting away at the locals to get rewards. Now, the first thing to really say about this game is that it's still in its early stages. It's still alpha, but it is in early access. It's a bit rough around the edges and a bag of bare bones right now, but it is also fully playable with a good amount of mechs to choose from, each with their own personalities and perks. It also adds a twin stick control method, meaning you use one thumb for the movement and the other to control the direction of fire. It's a fun game, and the playthroughs come around about the 30-minute mark. Unlike the other games where you just pick up your power-ups and trinkets along the way, now you get to place them where you want on your mechs. So if you want to have multiple weapons of the same type on your mech, you can, it just depends on what slots you have open. However, I do have a few criticisms of the game. Firstly, the balancing of the enemy spawns, as you'll find that there'll be no baddies for about 30 seconds periodically throughout the playthrough, which can be a little annoying but doesn't really detract from the game itself. The map design is a little bit bland, but each level is different, so I can give them that. Also, the pitch of the sound clip used when you collect the blue experience crystals is too high, and could do with adjusting slightly, just to tone it down. It really does kind of peak your eardrums out. The other pickups though are fine, but it's just that one that just doesn't quite work in my opinion. It could also use a few more enemy designs, but, and you can say this with me, it's in alpha. With more development and updates, it should hopefully sort itself out. But for less than the price of a large Starbucks coffee, I can forgive it. And lastly, we have come to our final entry, which isn't even out yet, but the demo is, and it is yet another zombie survival. Because who doesn't like zombies? Apart from my mother-in-law. So yes, this one is a demo, but the game is set for release in the second quarter of 2023, so it shouldn't be long to wait now. You play as a band of survivors in a zombie apocalypse, and the game works exactly the same as the others. But unlike the other games where you only have one character, in this game you start with one and gain others as you go along, and you end up with a trio all bunched together, happily blasting away the undead until they finally get you. Each of your posse has their own power-ups and upgrades. Guns fire faster, then morph into bigger guns. Mines get more boom boom, and a helicopter will fly in and deliver death from above. The map size is the smallest of the list, and you can get yourself pinned into a corner if you're not careful. But a playthrough, for me, lasts around 10-minute mark, meaning it's fast and chaotic. The demo limits what progression you can make because it's a vertical slice of what the game is going to be, but it is also a lot of fun too. and I'm looking forward to seeing what the release of this game is going to be like and where it's going to head through the course of its development. So there you have it. These were 3 clones that should deserve your attention if you enjoyed playing Vampire Survivors. Let me know in the comments if you have played these games before and what you thought of them. And until next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you real soon.